All right, gang, we're going to do something just a bit different than you're normally used to when you come hang out in the FKN. We don't have a game of the night tonight to give me at least one more night. We'll be back doing the fun stuff on Wednesday night. But we'll do something a little different after hours wise. Why don't we?
Let's go while we're young.
No, I sure as heck ain't getting any younger. I guess we'll do what the man says, right? Let's go!
Welcome. Come in. Fresh victims for my ever-growing army of the undead.
Sir, you have to let go of the button.
Oh, son of a bitch.
One of these days we'll remember to turn the button off before we talk about our army of the undead. Undead Fluffy Kitty Ninjas, that is. Hello, it is Monday Night Baseball. More like eMLB SportsNet Monday night. It is Commish LB here with you. Good to see you again. Thank you for all of your kindness, your energy. You made 13 hours plus the extra 2+ that I did prior that day. The prep was all worth it. Had a great time. We did a donation to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute for $300. We had Jordan Cage additionally submit $300 himself. Thank you, JR, for doing that. Again, JR, our in-house celebrity, meaning he's an actual real-life front office exec in baseball. We all just wish we were, but we'll do, at least eMLB-wise we are. But he is for real. In addition, we also had the Swiggy make a direct donation of $75, and our very own Cito, as part of our community, did a $250 donation in the hopes that your corporate overlords will match that, because right now, something that wasn't playing 2 weeks ago has generated $925 to helping strike out cancer in kids with the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Thank you all again. You helped make that possible. We appreciate it. Let's do some baseball. We're going to do it a little bit differently tonight. Tonight, it's going to be 3 days simmed. We're going to look at each game. We'll have general eMLB chatter. Tonight's kind of a good night for you to ask any questions that you have about the universe and what goes on around it to make it. So we're intending to realistically take no more than 1 hour tonight. We'll see as we go. There it is. It works. You can tell who uses Prime now as King Butcher comes in and drops his Prime. Again, I'm a kid of the 80s. You better believe if I've got a chance to drop Optimus Prime on you. There you go. Thank you, Jeff Bezos, you big jerk. Why don't you take that yacht and shove it right up your...
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
I see you've been introduced to Daffy, who I didn't get the chance to introduce to you yet.
If you would join us.
Hey, Glishreen, you've been hanging out and doing stuff here for a while, and now you hit the follow button. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you for helping to expand the litter box. We always need new litter box cleaners. You know, that's the first rank that everybody starts off at, so we appreciate that. Thank you. And again, King Butcher, you hit the 6-month button. We also had Daryl Sin do that as well, so we appreciate all of you doing that. That, of course, gets you access to the world famous My Kid Makes Them, so I'm gonna pimp them Fluffy Kitty Ninjas community emotes. You get access to the pink fluffy bunny that we affectionately call Zdeno Chara, and of course you will get a boost to your virtual player. But of course, no matter what Sharpie tries to tell you, cat rule. Puppies are alright, but cats rule around here. We thank you for spending some more time with us. Again, we're going to do things a little bit different today. Puppy dogs rule, so he will tell you. Well, Cardinal has now been promoted to craft store employee. There we go.
Prime.
There he is, serial killer. I had to help him. We figured out how to trick his mobile since he doesn't have a PC. We finally got it all working. The serial killer has come in. Lifelong, and I mean lifelong because I was in the same room the day he was born, going, "Wah!" And what was his reply? "Wah! Bitch."
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
It's the truth. I know that's the first word that he ever said to me, so. Serial Killer, thank you very much for hitting the Prime. Of course, for those of you who do not know, that Prime boost gives you an opportunity to sub to any channel on Twitch for free. Doesn't cost you a dime. You get one every 30 days. And when you do, it doesn't cost you a dime. Well, you're technically paying for it, out of Bezos' yacht. Amazon Prime. But still, it doesn't cost you a dime, and you deal full benefit to the streamer. So 3 people have used their Prime here today. We really appreciate when people do that, because a lot of channels on Twitch, you're doing it here. So namaste to all of you. Thank you for doing so. And again, you get the same boost that you would get whether you paid for it or not. So onward we go. We're going to do 3 days. We're going to sim them. We're going to check them out, see how things go, and we will talk about things. So we'll kind of let the chat run things. Here's the only thing I'm going to ask. It's already old. It's already tired today. No conversation about what happened at the Oscars last night in the chat, please. I'm done with it, okay? We already know that paper beats rock, right? Again, none of it was cool. It is what it is. We'll move on from it. But that's all you need to remember, is that paper beats rock. So there you go. Onward. Okay. Just over 1,000 away from the mega. You will get there soon enough. And again, that's part why we wanted to make sure we still streamed tonight, so that people would have hitting my pedals, my brake pedal. Well played pun, huh? Well, he did serve with paper, so anyhow. Can't help but I threw the Batman gif, that swaps on both sides, so it looks like Robin gets slapped so much, Said that would be the sequel, but anyway. All right, so we're going to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for today. We're going to get a little further down the universe. Before we do that, let's just talk, because a lot of you in here are getting ready for your moment when we do our big draft. We're going to do the first 5 rounds. We'll be done live. Hey! Duck and cover, kitty ninjas. Incoming group Gamba Magus. Thank you very much, fellow Out of the Park streamer affiliates. Kind enough of you to send over all of your friends that were watching. Those of you that are lurking, you're happy to know your drops will continue to work here. Those of you that are just OOTP enthusiasts, welcome. I am the Commish, FKN Commish LB. This is the Fluff Kitty Ninjas show, the eMLB universe. My friends will everyone calls me Commish. My friends will call me LB. My wife calls me things with 4-letter words. Leave that for her. She earns the right. And as we always like to say around here, we're kind of like Blockbuster. Be kind, rewind, and the immortal words of the Wacky Duck.
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
Who already wouldn't allow me to tell you the first words that serial killer ever said to me when he was born. Anyway, let's go to action. Let's look at the standings first, so you see where everything is as we are getting approached. We're about a month away from the All-Star break. April 13th will be our actual first 2 rounds, we hope. It's on a Wednesday. Got to see if we can get an exception to run up to a certain point, but we'll probably have to stop around 10 o'clock. But Wednesday night, April 13th, 6 o'clock, is when this draft will begin for the 2025 season. If you have a ball of yarn next to your name, meaning you have a gifted sub and you haven't created a player yet, there are 2 things you need to do. You need to get your you-know-what into the Fluffy Kitty Ninja Discord, and then our team will send you to where you can create a player. So I am looking for people to finally reel this in. Let's get us all set up, ready to go. There's only so much time in a day that I can actually finish off players, so I'm going to request by April 6th, if you have a ball next to your name and you haven't gone through the player creation process, this is kind of your last call to get your request in, because if you're not in by the 6th, well, you're not going to be able to do much. Also on that day is when I'm going to do a hard freeze of the universe in regards to draft players being boosted. There will be no boosts that will be permitted between the week before the draft and until after the draft is completed. So if you have stored boosts and you want that to reflect before, you've got to get that done. When is All-Star voting happening? One thing at a time, Aiden. I will actually work on that afterwards. I've got to turn that on over on Stats Plus. Does that mean you can create Chuck's twin brother Charles? Well, in your case, Cardinal, I would suggest focus on one player versus multiple, but that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right or anything. Let's see. So here we are with standings. If you have any questions, ask. I'm a bit all over the place. I'm trying to get things back on point in a little bit of an ad hoc night here. In the American League East, the Rays will start us off. Red Sox are a game and a half back as they're starting to right the ship after last week's sim. Orioles did lose their last three to find themselves 3.5 back. Again, Rays, Orioles were the expected parts of this race. Red Sox have been a pleasant surprise thus far. In the Central, no real surprise. Tigers were playing well, but they are already 10 games ahead on everyone else. Twins, 10.5 back. White Sox are 11 games back. It is starting to turn into a runaway fest. We'll see how that keeps going. Rangers are leading the West despite treading water of recent 2.5 up on the world champion Angels. The Astros, beer burps, I'll talk about that in a sec. The Astros are 3.5 back. Mariners are trying to stay in it, but are 7.5 back, 3 games under 500. Over in the National League East, you've got the Nationals, kind of what we expected. Nationals, Braves are back at the top. Phillies have lost 5 in a row, won only 2 of their last 10 to now put themselves below 500. So the bubble may have popped. We don't know. It's been a very close division, but so far the Nationals are 5 games up halfway through this month of June and 5 games over 500. Let's talk about the entire division. After the Phillies and the Braves being 3 back, you've got the Mets 3.5 back. And then you have the Marlins that are 4 back. That's good. That's great to see in the division because for a while it's just been a 2-horse race in that division. And here you go. All teams are within 5 games of each other. It is the tightest knit division in the eMLB universe at this time. In the NL Central, you got the Cardinals trying to stop being that floundering fish on the dock out of water, but they are at least 2.5 up here on the Brewers at this point. Cubs have been heading in the right direction themselves of late. They are game over 500, 6 games back in the division. Pirates haven't given up yet. They find themselves 9.5 back. Well, it's a little maybe late to worry about, but the Reds have been playing good ball of late. They've won their last 3 and 7 of their last 10. They're trying to make a bit of a comeback here. Finally, in the National League West, it has been the Padres pretty much all season, winners of 7 of their last 10. They are 8.5 up on both the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Rockies, of course, were ahead early on in the season, but they have only won 2 of their last 10. Find themselves kind of falling back to complacency. We'll see how we go. Again, we're about the third, a little past the 1/3 marker as we get ready to approach the All-Star break. Boss battle, let's jump on in, see if we can get Fluffy front and center. Again, Fluffy will get you some extra balls of yarn. We got to work on that a little more too because it's an effort to get Fluffy awakened, so we should make it more rewarding. By the way, I did go beer tonight, even though I wasn't sure if I would. And we're going to stray away from Sam Adams tonight. We're going to go with local brewery, None Such Brewing. Maybe because I didn't get a sponsorship. No, I don't care. But if they're not going to sponsor, then we don't have to focus on just one. But None Such Red Irish Style Ale is the choice of the commish tonight. It's a nice little mix. I have only had one other. It is definitely a local beer. It's 4.4% alcohol content, so not too potent. Wasn't looking for anything fancy here this evening, just to have a nice, light, enjoyable beer. So a None Such Red is the choice of the commish this evening. I like the color, if you can see it. A bit caramelly. I bet caramelly. It's yummy. Not too sweet, not too fruity, but it is dark in color because it's a red. Type boss next time, or I'll... Okay, Daffy, put down the bat. I'm only joking. Don't piss Daffy off.
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
Don't get Daffy mad, okay? Or else Daffy will run you right out of town. Pretty much like that. Alrighty, let's get her going. We got 3 days to sim. Let's see what will happen in the universe. Alright, I want to play a mini game. Sadier's here, so we want to get Sadier active. Here will be your series of the night. And I'm going to... Ay, caramba. I guess not. Hold on a sec. I gotta think about this. Do Reds Braves. I'll tell you what. We're gonna do a series of the night. We're going to do the Orioles and the Red Sox. You've got 3 games taking place. Here's the guess. We're going to give you a chance to win 75 balls of yarn total. And it's pretty easy. No, never mind. I just thought about it and I said that won't work. We're going to give you a 50 ball of yarn chance to win tonight. So, Sadier, it's pretty easy. Orioles, Red Sox. There's 3 games today. Who wins in the series out of 3? O's or Red Sox? You guess right, 50 balls of yarn. You guess wrong, you lose 25 balls of yarn. Don't be so rough on yourself. Here we go with the dog references. So, Sadier, we'll keep track of that. Orioles or Red Sox. Get it right, 50 balls of yarn. Get it wrong, you will lose 25 balls of yarn. Just the team tonight. Just to have a little bit of fun and outside of our usual stuff and to always continue to be innovative. Again, we always glad you guys are here, even if we're kind of just throwing something against the wall because we weren't really planning to hit the button, to be honest with you tonight. But we're glad you're here. We're going to do it a little different. It's going to be more SportsNet style. We're going to talk about the day. If I was going to run the full day, I would have done it real-time sim so you could watch stuff transpire. We are just going to go right to the result. So we're going to probably spend about 15 minutes per specific. No over-under. Don't want to get that creative. All right, so let's start. We got interleague action between the Phillies against the Blue Jays north of the border. Cody Bolton will try to turn his season around, 2-6 on the year. Travis McGregor will oppose him. He's 3-4 with a mid-5 ERA himself. That's an afternoon game up in Toronto. You got the Orioles Red Sox that we mentioned. It's a 3-game series. Make your selections. So when I am done talking, that's your last chance on tonight. Dog walks into a bar and says, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw." That's terrible, Sharpie. Terrible. In fact, I would go so far as to say that that is a catastrophe. Cat roll. Cat walks in the bar. Ouch. Why would you walk into a salon? Ouch. Orioles Sox, Zach Lothar scheduled to be on the hill, 2-1 so far this year. Eduardo Rodriguez has got a winning record, but not so much with the ERA, 5.29 coming into this one. That one is at Fenway Park. Sox looking for their 20th win on the season in 32 attempts at Fenway. It'll be the Rays hosting the Mariners in Tampa. You've got Joe Musgrove on the hill, sub-3 ERA for Joe, but the win-loss record 3-4 at this point. Efren Contreras will have the ball for the Rays, 3-3 on the year with a mid-5 ERA. Am I on the right day? You know what? I'm not on the right day, god dang it. Arr! See, that's why I needed to do a half day. All right, onward!
You idiot.
Anyway, good call, Denver. That's fine. Kamish will just wear a pie on his face and run right out of town. So, I have one job. No, I have more than one job, that's for sure. All right, so we got Phillies, Jays. Brian Abreu will take game one of this one. Juan Coelho will oppose him. It has not been a good season so far for Coelho in regards to what we would expect from him. ERA is just under 6 in that one. Tigers will take on the White Sox. Griffin Canning, 6-2 on the year, looking for win number 7. John Duran surprisingly does not have a win this year. He is 0-2 with a 4.71 ERA. That one is from Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. Indians will take on the Royals. Always seems like these two face off against each other. Alejandro Rosario will get the ball for the Royals. He's 4-3 on the year. Dane Dunning will get the ball for the Indians. Twins will take on the Angels in Anaheim. Greg Briggs looking for win number 6 this year. So is Emerson Hancock. He's 5-3 with a 4.14 ERA. That's a 10.05 start there. In Oakland, it'll be the Rangers taking on the Athletics. OJ Labas has the ball. Respectable 4-6 with a 3.82 thus far. Cole Winn is 5-1 with a 3.29. We hear the Athletics, 20 games under 500, are starting to shop top starters like John Duplantier. Keeping an eye on where Duplantier could potentially end up, as he could go in a bevy of places. We'll keep an eye on that. Cole Winn, again, starting for the Rangers in this one. National League action. J.J. Goss is making his MLB debut, says 8-4 the Braves. Cubs will take on the Nationals. Alberto Sojo has been a pleasant surprise for the Cubs this year, looking for win number 8 this season. 2.37 ERA. Noah Murdoch stands in his way in the nation's capital. Murdoch 5-2 on the season. J.J. Goss is making his debut tonight. He is the 24-year-old right-hander coming up from AAA Gwinnett. He'll take on Andre Palat and the Reds. Palat is 2-3 with a 5.68 ERA to this point. Diamondbacks will be hosting the Dodgers in Arizona today. Davis Ricos, the former Ray, 0-4 on the year. He'll take on Hayden Mullins, who's got a couple wins so far this season. Exclamation, got yarn? That's a good one. Over to San Diego, where the Marlins will take on the Padres. The Mad Bum himself, Madison Bumgarner, is 3-5 with a 5 ERA on the year. Bob Dowd from the 1.0 universe will take him on. He's a 4.61 ERA himself. Finally, behind my noggin, supporting my son getting re-signed with the Maine Wild, the Brewers. Dylan Eskew will get the ball for the Brew Crew, 1-1 with a 5.5 ERA. He'll take on Jeremy Hoxie and the San Francisco Giants. Hoxie's had a pretty good year, all things considered, 4-3, 2.65 ERA. Giants come into this one 8 games under 500 on the year, 4 games under 500 at home. They will look to change their ways there. So again, all right, you know what? Because we're doing a 3-day sim, and I was on the wrong day when I decided Sox, Red Sox, we're keeping all the bets, but there's going to be no loss today because your commish is a moron. No loss. So if your team wins, yay. That means they've got to win too. If it splits, no damage done. But if your team loses, no damage done. Only can win tonight, so keep that in mind. So Sadie, if you want to do me a favor, once we know who the winners are, just go ahead and send me the winners. Don't have to send me everyone else that picked the other side. Oh my god, I have no... Sharpie is way off the reservation right now. I have no idea where we're going. Alright, so you've got free bets because you can't lose basically tonight. You can only win. You can't lose, so you might as well. Alright, so since there's no games, you still have time to bet. We're going to get this first day done. Just hold on and tight and enjoy the ride. Grab onto your butt. All right, game is done. Day is done. Let's go see what happens. Starting in Toronto, as the Phillies will get the 4-1 victory in that one. That is Brian Abreu improving to 2-1 on the season. The house always wins unless they leave the front door unlocked. Very true. Very true. Juan Coelho will take the loss. Was hit early and often as he gave up 3 runs early on the day. He'll fall to 5-7 on the year as Brian Abreu gets his second win on the season. Joey Best helps the White Sox win 4-2 against the Tigers. 20 home runs for Joey Best. I still wonder if Anjou wishes that he would have kept Best now, as we see how well he has been playing. .303 average with 20 home runs and 50 RBI for the 23-year-old who was once said that he's probably third on depth charts in St. Louis. Past experiences have taught you to always be suspicious anytime somebody says there is no way to lose. Fair enough. I am not watering for a chip. I assure you that, especially the chip that Nutsy Poo ate the other day. This is probably why I'll never do those types of challenges, because I just assume that I'm always hanging out with a bunch of masochists that want to see, my demise. It's a crazy world we live in, I tell you. Royals will defeat the Indians 10-4. Alejandro Rosario gets his 5th win on the year. Petey Halpin showing he's got some power at the top of the order. 4th home run on the year for him as the Royals will defeat the Indians by a 10-4 score. Angels will blank the Twins 3-0. Greg Briggs just bringing it good. 6-1, scattering 8 hits on the day. Andrelton Simmons gets his 3rd home run on the year. The Rangers will defeat the Athletics 3-1 as they score 2 in the top of the 9th. C.D. Pelham will earn the victory. I believe that's J.J. Zolo, who got his first save on the year and maybe of his career. Yeah, that's the first save of J.J. Zolo's career. Very cool. Let's see. Nationals will defeat the Cubs 9-3. Didi Gregorius gets his 11th home run on the year. Unfortunately, it's in the losing effort. Noah Murdoch will get his 6th win on the season. Had some help from the offense. Trey Turner going deep twice on the day. Hunter Bishop getting his 11th home run. Had 15 hits for the Nationals throughout the day as they are now 35 wins into the year. The Reds will get their 4th win in a row as this time they'll go 15 innings to beat the Braves by a 5-3 score. Williams Jerez getting another win in relief, now 3-0 on the year, Taylor Trammell showing he's got his stroke back. 11 home runs on the season for Tay-Tram as he tries to make another all-star bid. Diamondbacks will blank the Dodgers 3-0. Just 4 hits allowed by the D-backs pitching staff on the day. Hayden Mullins will earn his 3rd win on the year. Rob Rasmussen comes in and locks down his 16th save on the season. Padres will defeat the Marlins 6-1. Bob Dowd looking pretty impressive in that one as he will get his 5th win on the year. Had help from Jason Rosario and the Wunderkid Asher Kim. 10th home run on the season for Asher in that one. Finally, Giants will get the victory over the Brewers, 9-5 in that one. That's Logan Chapman winning his first of the season, defeating Dylan Eskew and the Brewers. Dominic Canzone hits his 11th home run on the season. All right, give me 1 second. I saw something that I need to fix. Will take me a moment. Not a big deal, but it could be a big deal. Very good. Back. It didn't upload this. It did not, did it? That's the other thing I realized. I didn't hit the start button. Maybe it will still do so. Let's see if it will. Well, it's sending stuff over, so hopefully that's a good sign. That I didn't get too far ahead. I just totally forgot. All right, let's check the injuries now. Uh-oh, Walker Buehler has a torn flexor tendon in his elbow. It's going to cost him the rest of the year. Walker Buehler has been lost to injury. Meanwhile, Madison Bumgarner for the Marlins got injured, has a bicep strain. It is enough that it will most likely cost them until the past the All-Star break. So Madison Bumgarner is done for a bit here. Is either Eddie or Jason in the chat? I mean, again, these are starters, so that's not as important to replace them, as they're not going to pitch again this particular situation. So do you want to make a change, or because you would not have Buehler come up again, is that something that you're all right with? That you'll deal with it in the file. And Buehler is 6-1. Oh, you did. Okay, good. 6-1. Yeah, so you already put him on the IR. All right, never mind. So he's 6-1, 3.6 ERA. Is it likely you're most likely considering activating eMLB injured reserve? For those who don't know, we have an in-house rule. It will cost the team, or the team, it will cost 30% of the player's cash. So in this case, Walker Buehler is a $12 million player, so it costs around $3.6 million of cash from the team to put Buehler on the IR. But the give is that his salary will drop from 12.1 to 6.05 million. So there is a cost savings to the team. The requirement, though, is when you do injured reserve in eMLB, you disqualify the player from any form of comeback in the year, including playoffs. Don't care if he's available for Game 7 of the World Series and you know you would win without him. You can't use him. So that is the deal. Of course, he will not be officially put on IR until that is posted in GM News. You can choose to make an article of it, but you can also just do a quick blurb, and that will activate it. All right, day one done. Only other thing I got to look at, did I have any major transactions to be aware of? Nope. Mackenzie Gore did sign a 5-year deal for $61.68 million. Or did he? Math on stream. I don't think that one's a good one there, Steve. Does anybody know why I say that? That is correct. Fry. I have no idea what's going on between Chad and Sharpie right now. Yep. So here is where this is a flawed contract and will be subject to a fine. It is not the full contract that matters. It is the guaranteed portion of the contract. So you remove the $15.4 million from this deal. So you have about, I'll show you. This is how it works for those that are wondering. So you do 61.68. You remove 15.4. You have a $46.28 million deal. You divide that by 4. That is your average. $11.57 million is your average. The rule of eMLB for options is that you are only allowed for an option that the player does not control. Team options and mutual options, including vesting options, mean you have control, the player does not. So in this instance, you can only do 20% higher than the deal. Well, god dang it. I love it when something doesn't work right. Because the commish is an idiot. That is the maximum amount that the deal could have been. You see the difference. This is an example of a failed contract. It will be allowed. The team option will be lowered to be in compliance. This is not the Suzuki rule. Because the average contract is $11 million and not 1 year is more than it's not more than twice that. So it is just the case that the option is too high. So there will be a fine on that. No, not the Bonilla rule. It's just a rule we have that says, now the team option is fine. The amount being offered in a buyout is fine, but that is still not permissible in regards to the limit. So this will be dropped down to what is 20%, but it will cost the team cash for having violated league rules. That's how we do things around here. And that's why people say that I'm such a bully.
Welcome. Come in. Fresh victims for my ever-growing army of the undead.
Sir, you have to let go of the button.
Well, son of a bitch.
Anyway, all right, onward we go. Hong Kong Phooey beat you. What's the highest AAV in eMLB? That's easy. Tomoya Mori. The $543 million man. Are you kidding me? He's playing pretty good, though. But no player is worth $60 million. Not yet. Maybe Mike Trout. Maybe Shohei Ohtani. But so far this year, Tomoya Mori is playing pretty darn good. Since it was asked. Let's go check him out. Real quick. Mori is hitting 323 so far this year, with 12 home runs and 35 runs batted in. So he's on pace for a WAR of around 6.3 to be exact. It's hiding behind the beer glass. If you assume at this point that one WAR is worth around $8.5 to $9 million of value, then if Maury stays on his current pace, even if you're generous and say $9 million, he's got a 2.5 WAR, so there's $18 million, and his half is another $4 million. So it's fair to say that Tomoya Mori has equaled $22 million of production so far. If he continues at his current pace, 54, he'll do about $56.7 million, still overpaid. His WAR in previous years, if you... Oh, you cannot see it. That's right. In 2023, he did a 4. In 2024, he did a 3.6. And in 2025, he's got the 2.5 so far. So, he's got barely a 10 WAR in his time so far. Maybe he'll take his opt-out after this season. Yeah. I think, Tom, the only way I can put this is in there's this great wise man from Aurora, Illinois. His name is Wayne Campbell. Shaw, monkeys might fly out of my butt. Probably not. Probably not. I think you got him. I think he's sticking around. Just my thought. But anyway. All right. Game 2, including our bet game. Here is your final chance if you just walked in. Here's what we're doing for a little bit of fun tonight, since we are doing this more eMLB SportsNet style versus game of the night style. Tonight's feature series, I thought was 3 games, but it's 2. Orioles, Sox. Here's all you got to do. Who's winning the 2 games? You can't lose. You can't. So if you're right and one team wins both games, you'll get 50 balls of yarn. That's it. You know, originally I was on the wrong day, thinking it was 3 days. All right. So Sadier is writing your bets down. He will only share the one that matters, the bets that matter, if we have it. If we end up having a split, then no one's winning, but no one's losing either. So we're having fun is what we're doing, and we're drinking beer, right? We never go wrong with doing that. Cheers, guys. Yeah, that's what's scary is Tom's budget is so good. He's paying Maury, Trout, and Ohtani, and he still has $70 million in budget room. Meanwhile, there are other teams that have to sweat, like Cody's team, that has to sweat if they have to part ways with someone and spend like, $13 million to get rid of them, to go away. Franchi Cordero, are you listening? Hey, Brent. Brent, final reminder. I need that email back from you if I'm going to make your player in this universe. My clock is running out where I've got to get the pool finalized. So your last chance per community created player is coming up, including you have a boost thanks to a gift you did. So again, I want to make sure I can get your player in. You are my unique guy because somehow you're telling me you can't get on Discord. So I went out of the way to get you an email. Okay, I'm glad you got it made, but I don't see it, so until then, it's crickets, and I hate to be like I'm trying to be rude, because I'm not, but clock's ticking, and we've got a lot to do, so I want to get you in there. Again, you were kind enough to do the gift, so I just need you to do the follow-through. Consider this the last chance for you to do so, so appreciate it. I see my email very regularly there. Can you make a new CCP? You have 4. This is my one premise to all people. Well, here's what I say to GMs. You cannot make any more players than I have. There's your setting. No, you don't. No, Byron. No, you do not. You might have 3 players. But you also have just in case that you made a catcher. You have 4, sir. You might only have 3 on your team, but you have 4. Nobody, regardless if you have them in your organization or not, can have any more players than I do, because then you could have, I was just trying to protect from a league of superpowers. I mean, again, I'm adapting as best as, own was the key word, which you do not. You want to create a player, you know that they're subjected to being picked in the draft. No grumpiness from anybody. It can get you tossed out if anybody tries to be unprofessional for someone picking your player. It's fair game. This is why I do it this way, because everyone gets a chance on it. So I'm not making another player. 5 is a good limit. When my guys start to retire, I'll make a player. Maybe. Maybe not. No, we already had some healthy discussions earlier today about some changes that we should be doing to community creative players. I can say this. The creative player process is going to change after this draft is done. I'm going to change and provide a little bit of additional flexibility. I'm going to allow people to decide more when their player comes out. They want to be a high school player that comes out, high school senior, or if they want to be a college senior and done the whole 4-year college plan. Each one will have a different entry point. Each one will have a specific starting potential point. So there might be some people that create a player that will make more sense for them to have an older player that gets drafted. Who knows? No draft pick trading at this time. Did that in my past league, had to put special rules in place. Still remember it to this day. It was called the Joe Tiffin rule, because I had one guy who didn't value draft picks and traded them all away and absolutely hosed the team when he left 2 seasons later in 1.0. So the Joe Tiffin rule required, if I ever allow draft pick trading, ever, and it's not my decision, it will be the league's. I don't think we should do it. But if we ever allow it, here is the first rule that you have no say over. There will be a first or second round pick every year by your team. You will not handcuff a organization you can walk away from. Period. You can't bend me on that one. That's years of practice with that. I know how many people think. Some do not. I know which people in this league do not give 2 craps about the energy I put into the draft. And I also know those who value it greatly, and everyone in between. Have an eMLB labor dispute this offseason. Here's what I'm fighting with most this offseason before we get to day 2 here. Do we expand? And if we expand, it would only be 2. And I'll tell you this. You guys have no say over where the first team is. There needs to be a Montreal Expos back in this universe if we're going to do it. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to do it yet. Because again, I can say the same thing. There are, just like in the draft, there are those who put a level of commitment into this league. And then there are those that put a level of commitment into this league. And then everyone in between. This is not a job we get paid for. This is, you like it, a traditionalist? Hey, I try. But again, in Montreal makes too much sense. Although I don't know if I would do Le Stade Olympique. I'm not sure yet. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Well, I like the 30 teams too, so I'm in no rush to necessarily do it. Relegation league? No. If we do a relegation league, the only way I would do that, let me put it this way. If I would ever do a relegation league, it would have to be completely separate from 2.0. I would not change 2.0 to be that. If I'm going to do a relegation league, it would have to be in some context where, let's just say this would have to be full-time, and I can't see it. Again, what I do for a living, I take great pride in. I love what I do. Have days I want to walk away from it, but don't we all? But I can't. And it would be near impossible to walk away from. So it would have to be something that had certainty for me to do it. What I do for eMLB to have it to the level that I appreciate presenting it to you is a challenge enough in itself and takes a lot of time already. So if I were to make this, to try to do it, it'd have to be a second league. But those are the challenges that I'm trying to figure out. Those are the things, again, I'm constantly working to adapt and adjust. I think that there's a place for expansion. But again, I think we're just going to have to continue to focus on getting this core, this 30, solid. Again, we've had moving parts every year. We often have 2 to 3 new replacements. Our American League Central has turned into a godsend because it used to be our merry-go-round and training grounds. But now we look like we finally got a solid core of 5 that are going to stick around that I really appreciate having there. So let's see. Well, again, appreciate all of the positive comments and stuff. And again, that's what this is. Remember, in the end, there's only certain things I'm going to control. But in the end, this league is what you guys make it. It is. It truly is. So it'll be as good as our weakest person. And it will be as great as our best people in it. So, as simple as I can put it. Alrighty. Let's get on to this day 2. So again, that's giving you enough time. Final call for it. Orioles, Red Sox. There's 2 games played. If one team wins both games, that's 50 balls of yarn. Make your call. You cannot lose because the commish is a moron and was on the wrong day thinking we had 3 days to be able to do. Whoopsie. Yes, you can always expand down the road indeed. This is our 4th season. This is our 4th season with GMs. It's our 7th sim season. If you've not been here before, this is how this worked. The entire real-life universe of baseball beginning to 2018 is real MLB results. The 2019 opening day rosters is the file we used, and I did 3 sim years of just screwing around a little bit with it, letting it do its own thing, and just watching specific teams. But as I was talking more and more with the Scout Scoop people, it started to open the door on realistically getting us back to what you see now. So this is our 4th season with GMs in this particular universe. I feel it's going better than I had hoped. Again, did I expect to see a purple check mark underneath? No. Not complaining. And again, that's all you guys. Thank you. Again, I know I will be given the credit, but it's a team effort. And just like I've said several times of late, there's no I in team, but as Kobe Bryant will remind you, there is an ME in that mofo. But still, it's all about us to make it happen. So let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. And now let's do. You wouldn't mind seeing the Expos again? Neither would I. Neither would I. I definitely think if expansion's on the table, Expos are the first team. It's a whether or not it's the Stade Olympique. There are some project parks that were created on the Out of the Park forums that might be worth doing. But again, we're gonna figure out what makes sense, and it's really that second team that would just be a challenge for me. Las Vegas. Yeah, that's a possibility that Vegas would be it. Just wouldn't be like the Las Vegas Aces, though. Yawn. I want to thank you to getting me more MLB. I now know a lot more players. It's crazy. Yeah, and that's the other thing that scares me too. So this is probably where I need the league to think as a group. Newark. Are you kidding, Sean? Be more afraid of getting murdered in Newark than I would getting to a ballpark. I kid. Possible relocation to Montreal. No comment. You can't just take Jay Kuhn with you either, if you do. But Montana. Well, that would be the butt of all jokes now, wouldn't it, huh? Charlotte, Vegas, Charlotte, Nashville. There's all good possibilities there. Heck, even Portland, Oregon, maybe? If forced to change name, Indians GM would rather just leave town. Oh, goodness. All right, let's see. Sioux Falls. Oh, okay, everyone's just going to throw out randoms. Let's get onward with the game. So here is day 2. No, we got several players that have made themselves from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. That's for sure. Another Canada team. Yeah, it's not a Canada team. It's a Canada team. Hi, Skip. All right, day 2 action. Phillies will take on the Jays in interleague. Oh my God, we're already over an hour. I told you I was only going to go an hour. What do I know? I just... Yeah. I'll go downstairs and the wife is going to give me that glance. You know the glance, right? Where? And you know right in your head, you hear it right away. And you're like... Yeah, that'll be me. All right. Phillies taking on the Jays. Cody Bolton will take on Travis McGregor. Orioles, Red Sox. Zach Lothar will do battle against Eduardo Rodriguez. I feel like we've been here before. Mariners will take on the Rays. Joe Musgrove is battling Efren Contreras in that one. Now this is where we haven't been. Tigers are taking on the White Sox. Before Denbrew made me look like an idiot. No, I do that just fine on my own. You did nothing wrong there, Denbrew.
You idiot.
At least you just saved us time, because we only got 3 in before you corrected me. Framber Valdez will take the Tigers on against the White Sox. Dwight Kida will do battle against him. Kida doing decent in his rookie time, 3-4 with a 3.84 ERA. Time is frozen when logging into OOTP. Yes, it is a black hole of time indeed. And JR knows that his Reds are on a roll right now. That's all we can do. Once again, thank you, JR, for joining me with a $300 matching donation. $925 was generated by our time, energy, and dollars on Saturday to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Again, special thanks to the Swiggy, who made a direct donation, as well as Cito, one of our viewers and community members now, who did it directly to Dana-Farber with the intent of his corporate overlords. I love it. Corporate overlords. It's exactly what they are, but they're going to match. Hey, they can be, you call them whatever you want. If they're going to match, that's good. All right, Indians are taking on the Royals. Native Valdi being given another opportunity at the starting spot. Aaron Ashby will do battle against him. Both of them are matching 1-4 records on the year. That one's at Kaufman Stadium. Boss battle. Can we wake up Fluffy? Let's find out. Twins will take on the Angels. Brandon Woodruff on the hill for the Twinsies. Asa Lacey's been on a roll. He was 0-4 with the Dodgers, and he's 4-0 with the Angels. I think that means that he likes Los Angeles. Or at least he likes being 28 miles further than where he was last. Maybe. Athletics will take on the Rangers. Simeon Woods Richardson will be the battle. Do the battle. Yes, I should get the You're Despicable, but I just keep forgetting about it. But that is a pretty darn good idea, Chad.
Brilliant!
Brilliant, I say. Rangers taking on the Athletics. Simeon Wood Richardson is still looking for win number 1 this year. Daniel Vilches will try to keep him in the goose egg column. Vilches is 2-3 with a 3.14 ERA. In the National League, Cubs will be in the nation's capital again to take on the Nationals. The illusionist Joe Diggs is 6-3 on the year. Braylon Marquez will oppose him 3-6 with a 4.18 ERA. Reds will take on the Braves. Reds have been on a roll of late. Tyler Baum is going to try to keep that roll going. He's 0-2 on the year with Mike Soroka, the Rock, scheduled to take him on. Soroka is 3-6 with a 5.76 ERA. The Pirates will take on the Mets. Santiago Flores, the sunburned one, will take on Gianfran Escalona. Flores, 4-6 on the season with a 4.26 ERA. Escalona has looked pretty good, 5-3 on the year with a 2.33 ERA. Didn't get to Fluffy. Astros will take on the Cardinals in some interleague action. Got Aaron Nola on the hill taking on Dakota Hudson. Hudson 5-3 on the year with a 3.68 ERA. Yankees doing interleague action at Coors Field against the Rockies. Chris Archer's 1-4 on the year with an ERA of 7, which means it's kind of a 5, everywhere else. Yankees will send Nolan Martinez to the hill, just 2-7 on the year. Dodgers will do battle against the Diamondbacks. Jody Winters getting the ball there. He has no record, but an ERA in double digits, never a good sign. Wanda Paula with an ERA just under 4 will take the ball for the Rattlers. Padres will do battle against the Marlins. Mackenzie Gore, who just signed that, I was going to say faux deal. No, it's a legit deal. It's just bad math that we will have to fine Steve Kim, unfortunately, for. Mackenzie Gore, 7-3 on the year with a 3.68 ERA. Alek Manoah is 6-6 on the year with a 4.15 ERA. Finally, the Brewers will take on the Giants in Oracle Park. Ridge Heisler, 1-2 on the season for him with a mid-4 ERA. Robbie Ray is still trying to get the groove going this year. He is 3-2, but an ERA 6.8, not where he wants to be. Oh, hello. Okay, never mind. Thought it was a message about one of my kids being in trouble. Nope, never mind. All right, let's sim it. More of the beer of the night for the commish. It's None Such Breweries. None Such Red. It's an Irish-style ale, 4.4% alcohol content. Nice little mix. Nothing too overly dominant. It was a good chill night beer for something I had wanted to try because I do like reds. But good beer of choice for tonight. Irish. Like Irish setter? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's also like an Irish rover. No? I just remember watching the Irish Rovers growing up. Anywho. The Phillies will defeat the Jays in 10 innings up in Canada. In Canada, 5-4. That is Logan. Braden Webb getting the victory in that one. Home runs for Kyle Lewis and Jake Lamb in that one to help beat the Blue Jays. Red Sox will make, and those of you that bet for Boston are happy as the Red Sox win 3-2. Those of you that bet for the Orioles, nothing happened. You're done for the night. No chance to win or lose at this point. Eduardo Rodriguez will get the victory for the Red Sox. 5-3 on the year for him. 9 hits on the day for the Sox. None of the home run variety. Ryan McKenna, though, did get a home run for the Birds, his 5th on the season. 3 home runs for the Mariners will help them beat the Rays 6-3 in Tampa. Yep, you can get rid of all Baltimore bets, and depending upon the next game, will determine whether or not you're sending me that message or there's nothing to send me tonight. Home runs for Joey Gallo, Pedro Serrano, and Judge Dozier. Dozier just his 4th home run for his hometown Mariners. Tyler Stevenson did get his 9th home run on the season. The former Red did at least contribute in that game. White Sox defeating the Tigers 9-4. Home runs from Nate Lewis and 2 from Joey Best. Holy crap, Joey Best, 22 home runs on the season. White Sox win that one 9-4. They are now 2 games over 500. Guess Lacey was due for a correction. Apparently. Indians will defeat the Royals 4-3, getting a run in the top of the 9th to get the victory. That is Connor Scott getting his 11th home run on the season. 2 errors on the day for the Tribe, but it did not cost them the victory. Twins will win with a lot of power. 5 home runs in the games for Minnesota. You had home runs from Jose Miranda, LaRon Smith, Royce Lewis, Jorge Polanco, and Willens Astudillo. 5 home runs to help beat the Angels 8-6. Rangers will get the victory. Simeon Woods Richardson has pitched pretty well this year, but only getting his first victory on it. He really needed to be in top form, as it was a 2-1 victory, just 5 hits on the days for the Rangers in that one. Over in the National League, the Nationals will defeat the Cubs 9-7. Joe Diggs improves to 7-3 on the year, getting help from his brother, Mark Diggs. Third career eMLB homer for Mark. Jose Anthony contributes with his 18th homer. Hunter Bishop's been powered up of late with his 12th. And Luis Garcia, back from injury, got his 4th in that one. The Reds continue to roll. That's now 5 wins in a row for the Reds. 7-4 victory. All 7 runs scored in the 7th inning and on. Ryder Jones gets his 4th home run on the year in that one. Lucas Sims, the victory, his 2nd on the season. Pirates will defeat the Mets 4-3, getting 2 in the top of the 9th. Thomas Hackemer, no, not a hairball, Hackemer, gets the home run. The orange one, Noah Bryant, will lock down his 10th save on the year. Edgar Barrios went deep for the 21st time this season. Cardinals will defeat the Astros 5-2. Johnny Lasagna will get the victory in relief. He's 3-0 on the year now. You had home runs from Matty Wallner and Dominic Aguilera with his 13th on the season. Yes, that's the sound that my son likes to make when he's just trying to be annoying. It works. Yankees defeating the Rockies 7-0. Nolan Martinez, impressive on the day, gets his 3rd win on the year. Just 1 home run from the Bombers in Colorado. It's Estevan Florial's, his 17th on the year. Diamondbacks will defeat the Dodgers 5-4 in the desert. Dodgers came on late but just fell short. Wanda Paula getting his 7th win on the year. Rob Rasmussen now with 17 saves and maintaining a sub-2 ERA. Padres will defeat the Marlins 4-2. Mackenzie Gore celebrating his new contract with his 8th win on the season as he defeats Alek Manoah and the Marlins by a 4-2 score. Freddie Zamora, though, did have the 2-run shot in the top of the 9th to make it interesting. It was his 8th home run on the year. Finally, the Brewers will defeat the Giants by a 7-5 score. Brew Crew will get the win for Robbie Ray. He improves to 4-2 on the year. Mike Ciani got his 7th home run in the victory. Michael Sean Kane, the man known as MSK, got his 10th home run on the year. Steve Parkinson continues to roll, now 21 saves for Parkinson this year. Alrighty, we're on Wednesday now. Let's check the injury logs for injury. Walker Buehler, we knew. Walker Smith has a severely strained hip muscle for the Rockies. He is out 5 to 6 weeks. Mets will lose Bryce Monastaoka, who has a torn flexor tendon in his elbow. He is expected to not pick up a baseball again until the winter time. He is 8 to 9 months expected out. Juan Cardenas, though, is being given some precautionary measures as they feel he has heart palpitations right now. That's one we don't see very often in OOTP. He is going to miss most likely the rest of this week as they will continue to monitor him and try to get that under control. Finally, Trevor Richards has a strained oblique. That is expected to put him on the shelf for an extended period of time. We are projecting he won't return until the trading deadline. I don't know if anyone is in the chat that feels they need to make a change. I think the only ones that would matter most are the ones that would be starters or relievers. If you feel like you can get by, let me know. We only have one more day that we are simming. One more peek at major transactions. No new signings. Okay. She'll look at Monastaoka. You already knew about that? Okay, so Monastaoka, just the 900,000. No sense activating IR for that. So he'll just be gone for the year. IR really only makes sense if you've got a guy with a bigger contract. because it's not worth to save like $100,000. All right, let's see. First things first, friendly reminder, if you haven't done so yet, we are still looking for more bodies to join us on our YouTube channel, where all of our content is carried over afterwards. We're getting ready to update our custom URL, as we are now over the 100 people required to do that. Got a good matchup coming up here. We'll look at that in a sec. I see it. Shane Bieber versus Connor Siebel. And again, as we were saying earlier, if you are in this chat and you've been gifted a sub recently, this is your final chance. We're within a week where I really need to have people who want to have a player created for this coming 2025 draft be entering our Discord. Then we'll guide you to where the create a player section is. All of that's going to be tweaked here over the next week as well. And then we will get you guys up and in to the draft pool, which again, our draft, our upcoming 2025 eMLB amateur draft is going to begin Wednesday night, April 13th, 6 o'clock. Overlay to be coming very, very shortly. Just a quick peek at something. Oh, well, look at Anjou being all fancy. If you haven't seen in the Discord, he's showing why he's not here with us tonight. He's at his first ever game at the Blues in St. Louis. And he's in a company suite. Spoils himself right out of the gate. He's never going to want to go back. That's not how you do it. You go the other way around. Hope he has a good time. All right, we got one more day of games that we will take place on. Let's look at the day, then we'll do the quick sim. And unless one of our fellow OOTP streamer affiliates is streaming, then I really feel like we got to send this over to Crazy Coach, as I am trying to help Crazy get... Oh, you don't need to listen to me twice. I want to set the table to make sure that we can go over to Crazy Coach, who we're trying to help with a partner push for his universe and his channel. Great guy, very good energy, and he's really having fun with his CCU universe. Yeah, now it's Coach's turn. We got 100 subs. We'll try to help Coach get over to 100 on YouTube as well. So I'll go make sure that I see he's good to go. He looks like he is. Excellent. Okay. So let's get into our final day of games. We'll start again. Orioles, Red Sox. Red Sox won day one. If the Red Sox win this game, then that means balls of yarn. For those of you who predicted the Red Sox, you will win 50 bonus balls of yarn tonight. Can't lose anything, so it's just an opportunity to try to win. Only NHL games you've ever been to have been in the Fox Sports suite for Blue Jacket games. Yeah. Understandable. Oh, dear God. That is not email, I promise. That's Dell trying to sell me warranty. Never mind. All right, again, Orioles will take on the Red Sox. Wyatt Beto will be your starter. He's been a pretty good find here early on. It's early, but 2-0 with a 1.88 ERA. Pablo Lopez will do battle against him. He's 4-4 on the year with a mid-6 ERA. He'll try to turn that around tonight in Fenway. Rays will take on the Mariners once again. Michael Mercado, 4-5 on the year. Jansen Guerrero will oppose him for the Rays, mid-3 ERA, as he looks for win number 7 in that one. Good Lord. Told you I was exhausted still. Tigers will take on the White Sox. Shane Baz will do battle against Denny Martinez. Baz looking good in his first appearance. I believe that was his major league debut. Nope, he's had 2 starts now. My apologies. 1-0 with a 1.25 ERA. It is the beer. It probably is. It's putting me to sleep, you know. I love beer. Yeah, exactly. Royals will take on the Indians. That looks like a pretty good pitching matchup. Shane Bieber got the ball for the Indians. Connor Siebel is 7-5 on the year, 4.23. He will get the ball for the Royals at Kauffman Stadium. Angels will take on the Twins once again. John Swanda coming out of nowhere. John Swanda. He is a 26-year-old right-hander from Des Moines, Iowa, making his eMLB rookie season debut. It's not bad. 4.13 ERA, looking for win number 7 tonight for Swanda. Bruce Gratterol will try to block that. Gratterol has been respectable, too, for the Twins this year. Sixto Sanchez will be on the mound for the Athletics at the Coliseum as Anthony Kay and the Rangers are still in town. Rangers now 40 wins on the year. They're going to look for win number 20 of that on the road in this one at 10:05. This afternoon, National League action has the Diamondbacks taking on the Dodgers. How do you know he has 6 toes? I don't know. Jody Winters apparently will get the ball this time around. He didn't pitch in the prior game, but we talked about him earlier. Jared Southern, though, we did not. Southern, 3-7 with a 5 ERA. Oh.
You jackass!
I hit the wrong button, too, but it still works either way. I hit the heckler by accident versus my drum roll, so you can tell how close those buttons are to each other. Whoops! New York Yankees will take on the Rockies in this one. Interleague action. Antonio Senzatella will be on the hill for the Rocks. 4-3 with a 5.5 ERA. Luis Severino will oppose him. Similar ERA, roughly. 4-6 record for him. That might be a launching battle in Colorado. Padres will get the Marlins one more time. Jake Willis has had a good year for the Fish, 7-4 thus far. Jacob Nick's been just as good for the Pods. He's 5-1. That's a 3:40 afternoon start in San Diego. Also, in the afternoon, San Francisco will be taking on the Brewers. Joander Suarez is 3-5 with a 3.83. Brad Keller trying to not be the first 10-game loser on the season, 4-9 with a 6.44 ERA. The Cubs will take on the Nationals. It's Daniel Richardson, 5-5 on the year. He'll take on Jake Irvin. Irvin, well, not getting a lot of help behind him. ERA is in the low 4s, but he will try to go for win number 5 in this one. That's a 4:05 start against the Cubbies in D.C. Phillies will have the Jays again in interleague action. Night game at Citizens Park. Tyler Dyson is looking for win number 9 for the Phils. Bo Burrows will oppose him. 5s are wild in the ERA, 5.55. Victor Munoz making his first start as a Red. Ooh, interesting. As we just transition to that, Reds will take on the Braves. As mentioned, Victor Munoz making his first start as a Red. Sean Newcomb will oppose him. Newcomb is 4-5 with a 5.05 ERA. Reds have been on a run of late. We'll see if they can keep it going. Pirates will take on the Mets. Colin McHugh, 0-1 with a 5.87. John Fran Escalona did not pitch earlier this sim. You think he'll get the ball in this one. We'll see. Final game on the schedule is the Astros taking on the Cardinals. Whitley, 4-3 with a 3.74. Jeremy Frank has looked good this year, 5-2, 2.62 ERA. We will see how the independent league phenom from the Lexington Legends will do in this one against the Astros. All right, let's do the sim. Yow. Just letting the wife know now and seeing if I get murdered in message. Nothing yet. That might be even scarier. All right. Let's see the final results on the day. Red Sox win 10-2. Congrats to any of you who picked Boston, our little ad hoc game here today. You have won 50 balls of yarn, so Sadir is going to send over the winning results to me. Red Sox, Mookie Betts, Danny Diaz helping to make your days brighter. Pablo Lopez will get his 5th win on the year. Rays will defeat the Mariners 6-1. Tyler Stevenson doing well in his new role with the Rays. Gets his 10th home run, his 2nd in these 3 days that we have simmed. Jelfry Marte also got his 4th home run on the year. White Sox will blank the Tigers 4-0 in this one. Denny Martinez gets the victory 5-4. Shane Baz will take the loss as ERA 1 full run higher after that one. All 4 runs were scored in the bottom of the 5th. The Royals, or is it the Chiefs, defeat the Cleveland Browns 13-0. Connor Siebel just running rampant against the Indians in that one. He'll improve to 8-5 on the year. Home runs from the big head Lucas Parker, George Valera, and Nicky Lopez on this one. Parker, Community Credit Player of Limsol Gaming, who actually just boosted recently. We don't know if that helped, but 11 home runs does lead the Royals this season. Twins defeat the Angels in extra innings 6-5. After 13, you had Trevor Larnach, Dan Lipsky, and Jack Peterson. Jack Dogs, 14 home runs on the season for Peterson, helping the Twins beat the Angels 6-5. There were 3 errors by the Twins today in this one. Rangers defeating the Athletics 2-0. Both of those runs were scored in the top of the 8th. Anthony Kay getting the victory in that one. He's 5-4 on the year. The Dodgers beating the Diamondbacks 5-2. All 5 runs being scored in the top of the 8th in that one. That is Hazael Quijada getting the victory, 2-0 on the season. Seiya Suzuki helping the Rockies defeat the Yankees 8-5 in that one. This one is a fun name to say. It's Michael Limoncelli gets his 3rd win on the year. Luis Severino will take the loss in that one. Andrew James has not pitched phenomenally well, but he does get his 11th save on the season. The Padres will defeat the Marlins 6-1. Jacob Nix will improve to 6-1 on the year. Fernando Tatis Jr. will tie Joey Best with the eMLB leading 22nd home run on the season. Brewers will defeat the Giants 3-0. Joander Suarez looking razor sharp. Alberto Mondesi contributing his 9th home run on the year. Brewers 3, Giants nothing. Nationals will defeat the Cubs 14-9. You had 2 home runs from Juan Soto, 2 home runs from Vic Rodriguez. Hunter Bishop has yet another home run. He has been on a roll of late. Heck, Danny White contributed 2 home runs in the losing effort. Now 16 on the year for him. He's playing well, just not getting the luck there. Nationals will win 14-9. Bryce Harper helping the Phillies defeat the Jays 9-3. Tyler Dyson improving to 9-4 on the year as the Phillies, well, each team got 2 errors and the Phillies only got 7 hits, but still get 9 runs. That tells you it was a sloppy game. Look at this. The Reds are on a roll. They keep on winning. They have won 6 in a row now, and they will defeat the Braves 8-1. Victor Munoz will get his 1st win on the season. Juan Pierre, player of the game. Jose Rodolfo, the journeyman, gets his 2nd save of the season. The Mets will survive the Brian Reynolds, Edgar Barrios solo home runs to defeat the Pirates 3-2. Gianfran Escalona is now 6-3 on the year. Shervin Newton did contribute his 11th home run on the season. Final game behind my big old head. It's the Astros defeating the Cardinals 2-1. Forrest Whitley will get his 5th win on the season. Jeremy Frank, the hard luck loser, will fall to 5-3, but he still pitched pretty darn good in that one. We'll check the injury logs. Zach Pop has a setback in his in his recovery. Speak English, commish. He'll need a week to recover. Jonah Don, herniated disc. He'll only require a week. Antonio Alvarez did have a strained oblique, but he won't miss any time. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, Royce Lewis was injured in a collision at the base. We don't know the extent of the injury yet. Quick peek at the standings. We won't invest a lot of time on that because, again, I'm running pretty long than I planned to. We will be back again on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. We will do the eMLB game of the night. We will have to finish by 10 o'clock unless we find out the park's parent channel is not going to be streaming. All right, so unless there are any other questions, I want to thank you guys for this little ad hoc kind of stream. Again, we'll get ready to send you over. Join us on the raid. That gets you extra balls of yarn, and we want to do our partner push support. 6 more boosts coming soon. We want to do our partner support over to Crazy Coach, so let's go join me, if you will. Back to the litter box. I'm going. Bucket ninjas do assassinate, and you're looking at their victim. So next time I can find some glue and tape, put my head back on straight, and we will be back in front of all of you. And that is going to be on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. But for now, thank you very much for spending a little time with me on a little bit of a different mix on a stream tonight. We'll be back again doing our usual thing Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. For now, let's go say hello to Coach. Remember, how you think directs your life. When you think your best, you're going to be your best. So go do your best. It might be Monday, but it's a great Monday, right? I think so. We'll see you soon. Peace. Maybe. Can't hit the darn button. Peace. Commission's derp.
You idiot!
You jackass!
Meep meep!